storyline to qualify for the Oscars, King George opens in a low-key way, playing in only one cinema in New York and one in Los Angeles. The reviews are rapturous, and in the Goldwyn camp, there's cautious talk of Oscar nominations.
I think it's a very tight, very tough competition. We've got one performance out there that's very tough in Forrest Gump. But Tom Hanks won it last year, and people like to discover something. Nigel's going to be a real discovery for people.
It's too absurd even to think about, so I don't choose to think about it at all.
The big problem with this film is that I think it'll do amazingly well in the UK for reasons I've already said, but I think in America it is probably going to be an art house movie, and that's all. It probably won't cross over to the mainstream. But if we get Oscar nominations, that will kindle this interest that may allow it to cross over.
The decision is made to invest in a full-scale campaign for Oscar nominations, guaranteed to boost box office receipts. Nigel Hawthorne is flown to New York for a promotional tour.
Just yeah, some friends, and I'd like them to come and meet the real Sir Humphrey.
All this Oscar talk, how does it sit with you?
Oscar Schmosker.
It would be a wonderful irony if King George, the man who lost the colonies, might wind up through a film about his life taking home a trophy from America.
I know people are talking about you as a possible Oscar contender for this.
Three, two, one, go!
Goldwyn's strategy pays off as the film collects 4 nominations, including one for Nigel Hawthorne as Best Actor. It moves into the top 10 at the U.S. box office, but Sam can't yet measure its potential profit.
I can't really tell you at this point.
Could you give me a ballpark of what sorts of figures you'd like to see?
I'd like to see this picture beat Jurassic Park.
That doesn't help me.
It helped me.
Meanwhile, back in Soho, Clockwork Mice is unveiled for the first time at a public screening, a somewhat less glamorous affair. A small group of people, chosen at random, will be invited to comment on the film.
At this level of filmmaking, there's a lot of improvisation, and it's very hands-on. So we've got a 35-seat preview in Soho with friends of friends invited and a photocopied questionnaire.
Hello everybody, thank you all for coming and being prepared to be guinea pigs for us. I hope you enjoy the film. Please watch it as if you were a punter and answer the questions accordingly.
And we will be supplying a glass of wine with 1 hula hoop each.
Yeah.
The questions test audience reaction. Did they understand the plot? Do they like the characters? Does the emotional ending work?
Oh, yes, she can do my reviews. Emotional, touching, funny and sad. Yes, we know that.
Yes, hang on, whoa, stop. I must confess, a tear at the end.
Oh, yes!
The annual American Film Market in Santa Monica, California. The idea of film as a business is seen most clearly at the industry's largest annual trade fair. The rights to thousands of films are available here, from big-budget studio releases to cheap and cheerful videos, which keep the dream factory rolling.
It's a very easy, convenient place to do business. You just straight into one room, straight into the next, you see what you want, you move. It's a very quick in-go. It's a real kind of American hustle, and more Europe is going to have to become part of it.
Paul is here to hustle. His 2-part plan is to interest American distributors in Clockwork Mice and to attract backing for future projects.
The most important thing is to try and do a US deal for the film, because that's the most important territory, leads all the other territories, and what it'll do, if I can do it here, it means that for Cannes, in 3 months' time, I've got a wonderful selling platform because I've got an American distributor that's taken the film. I need to give you guys 2 tickets for the screening.
What screening?
Clockwork Mice.
But there's a problem. Clockwork Mice is not yet complete. only half the film is available for screening to foreign buyers. Paul still hopes he can make a deal.
Then go straight down the lobby for 12:30. You must come see it. It's a wonderful film.
If you give me 5, I'll go.
5.
Okay?
She's always hassling me. You're always hassling me.
And I want good seats.
The best.
During the American film market, every little cinema in Santa Monica is busy day and night with screenings of new product. Clockwork Mice has a slot at 7 p.m.
We're waiting for the head of Warner Brothers who's eating oysters in the restaurant here. So I've gone in and I've smashed his face in the plate. Said, leave him alone, get... No, I haven't really, but we're actually late. We're waiting because the Warner Brothers bloke is eating oysters. I mean, is the film business mad or is the film business mad?
The preview is a success. By the next morning, Paul's agent is seeing the first of the big American buyers. Paul originally planned to launch the completed film at Cannes in 3 months' time. Now he agrees to have an early print rushed to Los Angeles.
I thought that the kids were wonderful. I love the fact that they use very little kids. You know, that is wonderful. But it's the kind of film that has to work completely for us to be able to market in the United States. So it's not, I'm very, very, very encouraged by the footage I saw, but I would not be buying it until I see it finished, which is on the 7th, yeah.